It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice, a very special Rothman and Ice on the road in the old, not in the Ice House, but it feels like the Ice House. We are in the main event, Nationwide Arena at Jackets Camp as they get ready to drop puck tonight in their final home preseason game. Little home and home with the hated Penguins, and then it's off to this season in 2024-2025. The Iceman is next to me, and he's going to build a fire for himself. So I'm whittling a couple sticks together.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch a little heat.
You know what? You're supposed to go through life and learn from your mistakes. Apparently, I'm not good at that because here I am, again, freezing my tail off. After yesterday, I looked at you and said, you know what, AR? I'm not going to be cold, but I am freezing to death in here again. It is amazing. Look, the venue is beautiful, okay? Nationwide is incredible. When you see it like this, you get to see it in all its glory. Nobody's in here, but it is amazing what it does for you when there are other humans in this building that soak up the frigid cold air in here. I've been doing push-ups. I've been doing jumping jacks. I've been doing anything I can to stay warm, but it's just not going to happen. So I'm just going to have to gut it out. You know what I'm saying? And just
old school,
gut it
man.
out,
We got enough people. We can huddle together for warmth.
You know what? Maybe somebody can give you a bear hug or something.
Absolutely. Loving, touching, squeezing. There's a lot that we can do here today.
I'll leave the squeezing up to you, big dog.
Listen, what they squeeze out of this season is anybody's guess. 27 wins last year, 66 points. I checked their over-under this year on points. It's 68.5. There's no hiding behind the stats. Minus 63 in goal differential. They have the second worst power play in the league, and they've got to do something here. I'll give you some more of the tragic, comedy here on these stats. Goals per game was 2.85. That's bottom 8 in the league. The goals against 3.63, second worst in the NHL. I mentioned the power play, second worst in the league at 15%. The PK, not great, 76%. That's bottom 7 in the league. They got to get some goaltending this year. Elvis, Tarasov, Jet, who knows? Elvis's save percentage last year was .897 in 41 games. Not nearly good enough. But they got a brand-new coach, and he will be joining us today as well in the second hour, 2:33, Dean Evason. I think the identity, whether it's hard-nosed, forechecking, we've heard it a lot, Maddie. I'll be very curious about whether they can be kind of a go-go team because of their skill, if their defensive structure is where they want it to be. But the youth on this team kind of lends itself to being more leaning into a skill type of team.
Yeah, I'm excited to see a few guys, right, and the Adam Fantillis of the world, and we shall see what we get out of Caden Lindstrom this year. You know, he's got the back thing going on, so it'll be interesting to hear what Coach has to say about him. And, when we talk to Don Waddell later on as well, what those guys think about his availability and what that could look like. When you think about the Blue Jackets right now and where the franchise has been the last few years, just been a lot of change, right? A lot of unfortunate change when it comes to decision makers, coaches, and all of that. And you just we're hopefully beginning a new era for the Jackets of where we're talking about a nice transition into a long runway of things that can be consistent both on the ice and upstairs. So definitely some excitement for sure, but when it comes to what they are this year, we'll get that thing rolling here in about a week and some change, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like because there's definitely some promise within that locker room, but it does feel like they're going to have moments where they're going to have to learn on the fly, and that's what happens when you have young guys that you're depending on, but they also brought in some veteran guys as well from other franchises, whether that's via trade or free agency, that they are going to hope that can maybe fast-track some things for the young guys as well.
Yeah, listen, there's no hiding behind the unspeakable tragedy that is Johnny Gaudreau, and having that thrown at this team in such an emotional situation for them. I don't think that it's something that this team is using in a positive way, and what I mean by that is they're not using it as impacting, hopefully, what they do on the ice at all. And what I mean by that is, it'd be very easy to say, well, this happened to us, and it's not going to be a great year. You lose a superstar in the league like this. Yeah. There's no denying that it should impact them on the ice. But I think what I mean is that they're going to not use this NHL sympathy pass as the Blue Jackets, and everyone should feel for them. When they drop that puck, those teams aren't going to think about that. They're going to think about winning. Yeah. And so the great distraction hopefully will be the hockey, and that'll happen. You mentioned adding Sean Monahan, who came here to play with Johnny. James Van Riemsdyk is a mid-30s guy. Jack Johnson, obviously, at the end of his career at 37. You lose Tex and Boquist and Nylander and Jake Bean, and we'll see whether these guys – I like the fact that, Marchie gets a new 3-year deal. He led the team in goals last season. How much more is in there with him? I would think a lot. Kent Johnson, former top 5 pick, split some time with the Monsters and us. A couple years ago, he had 16 goals and 40 points. So last year, 42 games, sophomore slump. I think everyone knows his skills there. The potential is sky high.
He's a massive X factor in all of this,
Absolutely.
Right? Because when you're in the unfortunate position as a franchise to be picking as high as the Jackets have the last few years, clearly that means that you haven't had a bunch of success. And so what you want when you're in that window is to be able to layer those picks together and have those guys, more importantly, mesh on the ice together. And so when you talk about KJ, when you talk about Fantilli, when you talk about Lindstrom, those 3 guys hopefully will be pillars for this franchise moving forward, and you can build around them, whether they reach superstar status, star status, whatever label you want to throw on it. Who knows what those guys are going to be able to do, but they all have a bunch of really good potential, but that's all it is right now. And so hopefully all that can come together, and you're talking about 3 guys in the future that everybody could be excited about, and they can be lighting up the cannon and having this house rocking.
Fans are going to be backing this team as they always do. Eventually they'll get to whether they're winning or not, and then we'll find out. Adam Fantilli, you mentioned him. He's going to join us at 1:20 off the morning skate today and find out a little bit what makes him tick. We talked about a sophomore slump from KJ. You certainly don't expect that from Adam Fantilli. 3rd overall pick, star in the making, played the 49 games, had the horrible calf laceration. Yeah. Boone gets hurt. He gets moved up in the lineup. He's facing the NHL's best every night. And it's interesting. Defensively, there's going to be a lot of responsibility, certainly if he's the centerman we think he can be. He's still 19. He's going to be 20 in 8-10 days or whatever it is, a week from Saturday. So we expect a lot out of a 20-year-old. To lead a team. But you still have Boone, you still have Zach, and then, like you said, it's going to be a lot of the X factors. David Jiricek, is he going to be a top 4 guy? It's one of those things that the goaltending has to get better because that's hockey. It has to be. And so how much Tarasov and Elvis kind of split and where that goes, we'll find out. We'll ask Waddell that when he comes on at 2:03. So here's our menu. Fantilli will join us here at 1:20. We'll do some NFL picks against the spread as we usually do at 1:33. We'll hear from Ryan Day at 1:48 on Iowa. GM Don Waddell will drop by at 2:03. We'll find out what his expectations are for this team in year 1. It is a Gold Jacket Thursday.
Okay.
We got Charles Haley, the great Charles Haley, coming to us from Canton at 2:20 today. And then, by the way, first to ever win 5 Super Bowls. And I know Brady got him total, but he'll always be the first.
As a defensive player, you got 5 rings. I mean, that's a flex right there.
He'll always be the first with 5 rings. And then Dean Evason, head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, will spin by here at 2:33.
So we got all that.
Yep.
And ladies and gentlemen, just because we're not in studio doesn't mean we can't hand out goodies. You know we got you covered because, again, today we're giving away 2 tickets to see Rascal Flatts. Rascal Flatts are playing right here where we are at Nationwide Arena Thursday, March 6th with Lauren Elena and Chris Lane. Tickets go on sale through Live Nation Friday, October 4th at 10 a.m. So we got goodies for you, man. You know Christmas is year-round on Rothman and Ice. And what is Snoop Dogg's favorite Little Debbie snack?
Ho-ho.
Ho-ho.
That's right.
So ho-ho-ho. That's what we're doing
absolutely.
today.
We did so Scotty Vegas is here with us, and he put out a bet yesterday that we piggybacked on the no home run. Yeah. And it's interesting. We didn't make it past the first game, as a lot of people predicted we would. But here's the deal. It's low risk, high reward. No one's putting a week's salary on that. We were just having a little fun with it.
Yeah.
And, how many home runs were hit yesterday? Do you know?
I know that there was I think there was 2 in the first game, and I believe there was another one in actually, Jackson Churio for the Brewers hit 2 himself.
Okay.
So we got cooked yesterday.
That's all right. It was low risk, high reward. So I get in, I look at my email after the show, and I think the timing of this is not coincidental. At 5:30, I get an email from a guy named Dennis who writes to me, I'm 71 and I've been gambling for 45 years. And that bet that you and Matt made about no home runs in the first 3 games is by far one of the dumbest I have heard in 45 years. So now, here's the deal. This is what I tell Dennis. Dennis, A, it's a little harsh, and B, like I said, nobody put a month's salary on this. We had a little fun with it. It was entertainment. And here's what I would say back to Dennis, and I appreciate you listening, Dennis, and keep writing to me. But and give me your advice on gambling. You've been gambling for over 4 decades. Where are your winning picks? What do you think Dennis would have said back in 1980 if we were doing a radio show and I said, I'm going to take Team USA to beat Russia? What would he have said to that? Dumbest bet ever? What would he have said to if I'm betting Jack Nicklaus to win the Masters at age 46? Yeah. Is he going to be? Is that the most? Listen. My point is, they're called long shots for a reason. Yeah. They don't always pay off. But the ones that do are lottery tickets. And I got to say, Dennis, I can't tell whether you love us or hate us, but one of the dumbest bets ever.
You know what? It's interesting that you brought that up because now I'm going back to my email from yesterday.
Oh, did he hit you up too?
And at 2:26 p.m., I have an email from a man named Dennis that says, I believe you will lose home run first game. Sorry.
He was right.
He was right.
But then at 5:30, after the home run was hit, he sent one off to me.
Not as harsh for me.
And now,
so what you're saying is Dennis is a menace. That's what he is. He's Dennis the Menace.
I'm actually going to give him a little credit. He actually emailed you before the game started. He got to me after the first home run. That's the difference.
Well, here's what I'm going to do today because we got baseball again today.
Bet365.
Yeah, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. We got a winner go home in Milwaukee, the land of beer cheese tonight between the Mets and the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm looking at the former Cleveland Guardian and Frankie Lindor. And I'm going with the home run for Frankie Lindor. He's touching all the pillows.
Those aren't pillows.
Plus 350. Give me Francisco Lindor, who might be the NL MVP. I don't know. Might be. There's a debate out there between he and Shohei Ohtani. But I'm going with Mr. Smiles. Give me a dinger, plus 350 in a winner-go-home game for him.
All right. Give me Bucky Irving over 44.5 rushing yards tonight in that game on Thursday Night Football. And I feel he's going to get it.
Okay, I like it. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Bet365 is also the Cleveland Guardians' exclusive mobile sports betting partner. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only, must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Here's the reason why.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
We're out of the studio. It doesn't count. No penalty. Here's the reason it wasn't that stupid. The reason we all did it is because of that dude that made the bet the night before.
You don't have to defend
that made
this.
all 3 games and got to his 4th game, $100 for $95,000.
You don't have to defend this. If we're being honest, every bet in the world is dumb. Okay. Almost every bet is done.
Hey.
Almost.
Hey, I
said almost.
Come on.
Almost. By definition, it's a bet. It's a gamble.
Yeah,
we get it.
that's all I'm saying.
Some are harder, but the low risk, high reward of that thing to put down $10 to win a couple thousand, I don't think made it the dumbest bet of all time.
So I have to tell you guys a quick story on the no home run bet because it actually took over my life in the month of April because my brother-in-law placed a bet. He was tracking these every single day in the month of April because it was cold weather, right? Yeah. And at the beginning of the season, there were not a lot of home runs. So he did a $100 bet, and he won $15,000. I kid you not. He sent me the entire slip, $100 bet, $15,000. It was 3 games, 3 baseball games in the month of April with no home runs, and they hit. And so he and I were talking the other day, and he's like, well, the weather's starting to turn. It's time to maybe start looking at these no home run bets now that we're in the playoffs. Yep. I did it. I hit one of them in April as well. That was like $100 to win $6,000. And then I was chasing in the month of May, and there were all kinds of home runs. So it's not a terrible bet.
Here's the deal.
Okay.
Quickly. Vegas makes their one slot machine hit every now and then so everybody can see it.
There you go.
All right? And then the others will never hit for months. but they make sure that one goes off every now and then.
Yep, my brother-in-law paid for his wedding with the no home run
That's
bet
a beautiful
parlay.
thing.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Shout out to him.
All right, we're going to come back, and hopefully this guy can hit the jackpot again this year. CBJ looking to their budding star, Adam Fantilli, coming back from that serious injury. How does he feel? Hear him next. Rothman and Ice on The Fan.
The Fan is live and local with Morning Juice, Caffeinate, and Dominate.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Jeremy Foltz, CEO and co-founder of 3C Technology Solutions, speaks about working with First Bank of Central Ohio.
I think FBCO had a really nice personal touch. Transition was really easy and much cleaner than I thought it would be. Some very specific things that made me very excited to work with them are availability and creativity.
Experience what it's like to be first at First Bank of Central Ohio. Visit fbcentralohio.com for more details. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Common Man and T-Bone.
I like that we're not the ugly person.
We're not hideous.
Well, I know.
We're not good looking.
I am very below average, but I'll thank you for saying I'm not hideous.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled.
He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here.
Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for, it's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Hey there, happy Thursday.
Satellite and radar showing high pressure on top of us. A beautiful day today, 77 for your high. Warmer tomorrow with a high of 80. Expect partly cloudy skies by Friday afternoon. Lots of sunshine on your Saturday with a high of 76. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, this is a real treat. Welcome back to Rothman and Ice at Nationwide Arena. And with us now is the budding superstar, Adam Fantilli. Good to have you, my man.
How's it going, guys?
We're doing well. How are you feeling? I know that, we're going to ask you about camp and where things fit and the whole vibe of preseason, but you sat down and said you got other things on your mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about fantasy football and this trade that you made today.
Yeah, about 3 to 4 minutes ago, me and Cole Sillinger made a pretty big trade. If anybody's interested.
We're interested, believe me.
I gave up Roshan Johnson, Travis Kelce, and Zay Flowers, and I received CeeDee Lamb, Trevor Lawrence, and Ingram.
And Evan Ingram.
All right, so obviously you got the grade A piece. You got CeeDee Lamb out of this.
Got CeeDee Lamb.
So I would ask you this: who are you lower on, Kelce or Flowers? Or both? Were they equally?
The only reason I wasn't a big fan of Flowers is because of how much Lamar runs the ball. I mean, he doesn't get as many touches. So
and Henry now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's the Ravens guy, so I was going to get his take on this.
I love the trade.
Giving up Flowers?
Yeah, absolutely. For CeeDee Lamb, I do that all day and tomorrow. He did work right there as a GM.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about last year, right? Because we hear from players when they are recovering from an injury or waiting their time to get out there on the ice that, you could really soak in mental reps. And for you, unfortunately, having to miss time with that injury last year, what was that like for you? What did you learn being on the sideline a year ago?
Yeah, it sucked. It really makes you appreciate just the small things, like being on the road with the guys, just getting dressed in the locker room to go out for practice. You kind of get isolated a little bit when you're hurt, especially when they go on long road trips and you just miss the guys, you miss being around them. So that part of it really sucks.
The injury itself was wicked, right? I mean, whenever you hear a calf laceration, had you ever come close to that in your hockey career, and how scary was it?
Yeah, I've had some nicks around my ankles and stuff with blades, but it's always been like 2 to 3, 4 stitches, like nothing crazy. And then this one was pretty bad. Obviously, it went pretty deep, got into a lot of extra stuff in there that we don't need to talk about. But yeah, it definitely took me out for a while.
Let's talk about your new coach. Dean Evason comes in. What have you learned about him, and what do you think he could do to shepherd you guys to a good year?
Yeah, I love the way he's implementing his systems. I really like how aggressive it is. The way he is around the rink is awesome. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of fun to be around. You never know what he's going to say when he walks in for a meeting, so it's definitely a good time. I'm really excited.
Where is he on the accountability scale of coaches you've played for?
He's definitely up there. I'd probably put him at number 1.
What does that mean to you when a coach holds teams and players accountable? How do you define that?
It's just knowing your job and executing it properly, and knowing what our systems is and executing it properly. It's just knowing that when the guy beside you is going to be doing their role, so that you can trust each other and go into a game with full confidence, knowing that, okay, he's going to do his job, I'm going to do my job, and it's going to work collectively as a unit. And when you hold each other accountable, when you're not doing that, that's kind of the way I'd explain it. It's tough to try and put into words, but it's more of a feeling you get.
We're in this era of analytics around sports, and I wanted to ask you, when it comes to preparation and how you get ready for games, are you into numbers? Are you into film? What works for you in your preparation?
Yeah, I'm definitely into film. I don't look at stats too much. But I do look a lot at film and my own film and the other teams and goalies and that type of stuff pretty much every game.
We are with the former 3rd overall pick for the Jackets. Adam Fantilli is with us, hoping to have an outstanding sophomore season. Wing, center, the whole divide there and the responsibilities. How do you feel about each challenge, whether you're on the wing or centering?
Yeah, I've grown up playing center. I've played center for a long time, and last year predominantly was center. Towards the end of the season, I played on Jenner's wing, which was also great. It's a different position, takes a little second to get used to, but a little bit less responsibility on the wing. You can serve your energy a little bit more. So there's definitely positives and negatives to both. I prefer to play center just because I don't know. I like to be able to have an influence on both sides of the ice.
Is that what you anticipate happening?
Right now, I'm playing center, but who knows? Things could change in an instant, whatever coach is feeling.
Okay.
Zooming out from hockey, you're a Michigan man. You
Yeah.
guys won the national championship last year, but as you know, there was a lot of controversy around that national championship.
In this town, there's controversy.
How do you feel about that controversy that's out there when it comes to the Natty? You guys won last year.
I don't think there's any controversy. I think it was the best team in football.
There it is.
Did you watch the Netflix Connor Stallions documentary?
I have not.
You haven't. Will you?
Maybe now,
Yeah. I was just curious. You know, you don't have to. We're not going to force you. What is it like having all these fans cheer for you, knowing that, you know, Saturdays are kind of reserved for, you know, football, but hockey is hockey. I mean, it's kind of a cool thing to have Michigan dudes playing for CBJ, yet knowing that there is a diehard fan base in here that hates the school you went to.
Yeah, we definitely try and keep it separate. It is great to have a lot of the Michigan guys here with KJ and Werenski and Jack Johnson and last year Blankenberg and Brindley. There's a lot of us, and we when we win, we try to keep it as quiet as possible, and if we lose, we're trying to keep it humble and keep our heads down and try not to take too much hate.
All right, random scenario I got for you. You're stranded on the side of the road. Your phone's on 2%. The one teammate you would call that you know would pick up the phone, and the one teammate that you would not call because he wouldn't pick up the phone. Who are those guys?
I don't know. A lot of the boys are really good with their phones. I'd probably call Kent Johnson because I know he'd pick up the phone.
Anybody that you would give you some doubt. I only got one call left on this phone. I can't call this guy.
I don't want to throw anybody under the bus here.
Okay, you gave us Kent. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Well, you know, here's a tough question because I think I took it this way. I took it as not the guy that just would pick up or not, because some guys are just more attached to their phones than others. I think where Maddie's trying to go is the one guy that might pick up and say, you know, I'm busy, or I got an hour, or I won't be there for 2 hours. I think it's more of a relying. That's what I got that as maybe that's where you're going.
I can't throw anybody under the bus there.
Sounds good. We got Ken out of it. That's all I need.
Adam Fantilli is with us. A Hattie in the preseason, does it have the same feeling?
Not quite the same. Definitely feels good. I mean, just to come off the injury and be able to produce in the preseason. But, again, it's the preseason. It's not the actual season, and that's all that really matters.
The tough part, and you've fielded this question before, but you guys are a sympathetic figure in the league. You probably feel it from the tragedy. It's unspeakable. But not using it as a reason to not be great also is a tough balance, right? You don't get a pass necessarily. How do you balance the tragedy you guys went through as an organization and as a team, and then helping you move through it and hopefully thrive past it?
Yeah, it's a lot of how much it brought us together as a group. Being around each other. When we heard the news, we all came straight into Columbus to be together. Obviously, like you said, we're not getting a pass because we lost our teammate. It's still hockey, but you do have to take your time to mourn it and to grieve it and understand how much of an influential person Johnny was to hockey and how much he meant to us. So, yeah, it's definitely tough. We're definitely still dealing with it. We're still going to be dealing with it for a long time, and but we're really excited to play this season, and we know Johnny's going to be looking over us on this season and blessing us all year. So,
well said. Adam, it's great to have you. Happy pre-birthday. I hope you score a goal on your birthday. You're playing at Colorado, I think, on that Saturday. Am I right? All right. That'd be nice to have a birthday goal and have a great start to the season. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it.
You got it. Adam Fantilli with us here at Nationwide Arena. We come back with NFL picks against the spread Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
Hi, Bob and Teresa Capace here for Worthington Jewelers.
Join us for our semi-annual bridal sale.
Featuring our BOGO, buy one, get one 50% off on engagement rings, wedding bands, or wedding sets. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Hey, it's Bobby. If you've been thinking about changing the windows or doors in your home, it'd be dumb not to get a few estimates. It's a big purchase. All I'm saying is, don't be double dumb and forget to include my friends at Pella Columbus, voted by Columbus as the leading, most trusted, and most likely to improve the look of your home. And with 5 different window lines for the $300,000 to the $3 million home, the Pella product is famous. And the local team here in town have been just as impressive. Check them out at PellaColumbus.com.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Get out there and have some fun in a new Toyota. With more all-wheel drive choices than anyone else, anything's possible. Like the family-size Highlander with room for up to 8. Now through November 4th, you can lease a Highlander XLE all-wheel drive for $489 a month for 36 months with $32.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS. Tax, title, and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Where can you find a locally owned John Deere dealership that offers unmatched individual attention? Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Voss Brothers has been serving our friends and neighbors in Central Ohio for over 30 years. Stop by their Powell location on Sawmill Road and make your work easier with the versatile John Deere 1025R compact utility tractor. Save with huge fall discounts and tackle any task with ease. With low prices and great service, come experience the difference at Voss Brothers Power Equipment.
With so much in one place, Meijer is the only stop you'll need to make. Save big with weekly deals going on now, like California red or black seedless grapes, only $1.49 per pound. Fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef, just $4.99 a pound. And Meijer shredded, sliced, or chunk cheese, 3 for $6. You can always count on low prices and great quality at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See these deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app.
True Work is the most technical workwear in the world, delivering modern solutions to timeless job site challenges. Innovation meets tradition in True Work's high-performance lineup of work pants, shirts, and jackets, all engineered to give you the comfort and protection you need, especially in the most extreme conditions. Check out the full lineup with over 50,000 five-star reviews at truework.com and use the code SPORTS15 to get 15% off your first order. That's TRUEWERK.com. True Work helps you be your best when the weather's at its worst.
Great game. You got into the end zone again and again. How'd it feel?
Awesome. Like getting a new iPhone again and again. I just got the new iPhone 16 Pro today.
Really?
Yeah. And with AT&T Next Up Anytime, I can upgrade early every year.
Very nice.
Feel like an MVP again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Offer subject to change. Additional fees, terms, and restrictions apply. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time. See att.com/iPhone for details.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice, NFL Picks.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, NFL Picks against the number. CB, I don't believe the math from last week. I thought we did better than 7-9. I really did. I felt better.
You might have felt better, but I have the evidence to show you it was both 7-9 for both parties. So the overall is AR, you're 27-35. Matt, you're 28-34. So still a one-game separation.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, AR, is the math ain't math.
It wasn't math, and don't get me wrong. I think we're in the majority anyway. People have been getting crushed.
There were
in the NFL this year.
There were a couple of hooks on the line that kind of sent it one way or the other.
If you could see the face AR's making right now, CB, what he's saying is exactly what he just said. He ain't buying it, so you got to show him some receipts.
I thought Maddie had one of the great weeks again, and I thought I did okay. All right.
Well, the beauty
away.
of this setup is I actually can't see your faces, so just to let you know that.
Okay.
All right, the Thursday night matchup.
By the way, neither one of us flipped you off.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Thursday night matchup, this line has moved as AR let me know. It is now the Falcons, a 2.5-point home favorite over the Buccaneers.
I'm taking the Bucs in this one. I don't like the fact that Cousins is down a couple offensive linemen. Vita Vea had a big game last week. I'm just going to ride the Baker Mayfield, continues to be on fire. He's the highest passer rating completion percentage through the first 4 weeks of his career. I'm going to take the 2.5.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared how much confidence I have in Tampa Bay right now in this game. That's scaring me just a little bit, but I don't know why I should be scared, because Baker, since he got to Tampa, going back to last year, has really hit the ground running, and he and those weapons, Evans and Godwin, have been a really good duo this year for Baker. So I'm going to take the points and roll with the Bucs.
All right, on to Sunday, the London game. I believe this is in London, correct? The morning game on Sunday. The Vikings are a 2.5-point favorite over the Jets.
I absolutely love that AR has to get up and watch this game. We know he doesn't like watching these 9:30 games, but he has no choice, because the best team in the NFL, I said it, the best team in the NFL is playing at 9:30. Get the mimosas ready. I'm laying 2.5 and rolling with Sammy D and Justin Jefferson. We're getting another gritty. How good has Justin Jefferson been? Doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. Throw the ball up, I'm dunking on people.
The defense has actually been their MVP this year. It's been amazing.
Flores.
I'm not changing. I'm betting the Jets here. I mean, I'm betting against the Vikes for all 17. So give me the Jets, and that's all.
All right, the Bears are a 4-point home favorite over the Panthers.
I like the Bears in this one. I think that they got right last week. I know it was against the Rams. I'm going to take the Bears. It's a lot of points. That's 4 points, you said?
That is right.
Yeah. I'm still going to, backing the Bears on 4 points. All right. Give me Chicago.
Yeah, I like what Carolina's done offensively. The flashes they've shown with Deontay Johnson and Eddie Dalton have been good, but there's something about the Bears' defense. I think they can tighten the screws on them. I'll lay the 4.
All right, next up, the Ravens are a 2.5-point road favorite over the Bengals.
I don't know what to do. I've been mental hedging against my teams last couple of weeks. I'm doing it again. Yeah. Give me the points. I'm rolling with Houday.
Yeah, and I'm going to lay them. I'm going to ride the Ravens.
All right, next up, we have the Patriots, a 1-point home favorite over the Dolphins.
Oh, no, this is weird. I'm not betting against the Dolphins. I'm not betting for the Dolphins right now. Give me the Pats at home.
Yeah, the Pats just lost their starting center for the whole year. That's a massive issue. Give me Miami. Snoop Huntley will feel better in this offense after a second week. I'm going to take the Dolphins.
The Commanders are a 3-point home favorite over the Browns.
My goodness, CB. Your Cleveland Browns stress me out every week with these lines. Jane Daniels is so locked in right now as a rookie. Brownies on the road. Oh, man. I am going to go... I'm taking the 3. Give me the Browns.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 3. You sure there isn't a hook on that, CB, hopefully?
No, I had that as just a 3 flat.
Yeah, give me the Browns and a field goal.
All right, also a 3 flat is the Jaguars, a home favorite over the Colts.
Oh, that's crazy. I don't know. This is an ugly game. I'd rather take the points in this and a toss-up in my mind, so give me the points.
It doesn't sound like Jonathan Taylor's going to play in this game, so I'm going to lay it and roll with a bad football team with the Jags. I don't like it, but I'm rolling with Duval.
The Buffalo Bills are a 1-point road favorite over the Texans.
Man, it's a good game, AR. Bills coming off an embarrassing loss. Houston finding out how to scratch and claw way to win against Jacksonville last week. I'm going to roll with the Houston Texans in this just because they're the home team, and it's essentially a pick-em.
Boy, that is tough, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. I think the lean here would be to the home team. I'll do the same.
All right, next up, I have the Broncos are a 3-point home favorite over the Raiders.
Devontae's not playing.
Doesn't sound like it.
Max Crosby?
Sounds like he wants to try and play, but don't know if he is for sure.
Denver's defense has been a little bit of a surprise. I'm going to take the Bronx at home.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 3. Yeah. Denver's defense is good. I don't know how they're going to be able to create too much stuff through the air, especially with Pat Surtain out there. Laying the 3 and rolling with Denver, CB.
San Francisco's a 7-point home favorite over the Cardinals.
Divisional game. I am going to go with San Fran and lay the touchdown. I don't have any confidence in that.
I don't know. The Fred Warner day-to-day with that ankle worries me.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to roll with Kyler Murray again, but I do think a backdoor cover's in play here, so I'm going to take Zona.
All right, next up, the Packers are a 3-point road favorite over the Rams.
Jordan Love coming back, knock a little of the rust off. He had a good second half. The Rams' defense is not good. This could be a shootout. I'm taking the Packers.
Yeah, I think what's going to benefit the Packers right now is they came into the season believing that they had a few wide receivers they could depend on, and now when you're down Christian Watson, other guys like Dobbs and Reed can step up, and we'll see what Wicks can do. I'll lay the 3.
The Seahawks are a 6-point home favorite over the Giants.
This is a funky line for me right now, AR. Very funky line. I like some of the things I saw from Seattle, though. They're a banged-up football team at the moment, but it's hard to win on the road against the 12s. I'll lay the 6 and roll with the Seahawks.
It's weird because their defense couldn't stop anything against the Lions, and I know it's the Lions. We're dealing with a different beast here, but I am going to take the Hawks as well at home.
The Steelers on Sunday night are a 2.5-point home favorite over the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Steelers in this one. The Cowboys are too beat up. I think that defense for the Steelers will rise up. They had a bad week last week. Justin Fields will make enough plays. Could be a kind of a sneaky, fun game.
Yeah, the DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons thing is just obviously a massive blow for Dallas's defense. I think Pittsburgh can control this game on the ground offensively. I don't love that Highsmith is out for the Steelers. That could be an issue, but I'll roll with Jay Fields and Pickens. Give me the 2.5, or let me lay the 2.5.
And the Monday night matchup, you have the Kansas City Chiefs, a 5.5-point home favorite over the Saints.
I'm actually going to take the Saints in the points in this one. No clue what the offense is going to look like for Kansas City right now, with everybody so banged up. So give me the Saints, who are more of a well-oiled machine at the moment.
Yeah, they got some defensive production. I think they're a couple plays away from being undefeated. Why can't they keep this thing close? Give me the Saints and the points. All right, lock and load.
Did you know the Columbus Men's Clinic is celebrating 10 years of treating thousands and thousands of local men? The Columbus Men's Clinic is the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus. For a decade, the Columbus Men's Clinic have done this all day, every day. It's all they specialize in, and they've gotten a lot better over the years. Higher success rates, better administrative and medical staff, more treatments, and more happy patients and partners. Their ED, low T, and weight loss treatments truly change lives, and their experience makes the difference. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400, or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin on the way. Will the Iowa passing game be anything to worry about? Ryan Day will let you know. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
3 dudes who'll make you feel like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah, we hornswoggled you good.
Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Engagement ring shopping doesn't have to be stressful. Join us at Diamond Cellar After Hours on October 17th. Sip some champagne, enjoy live music, and snag an exclusive discount on an engagement ring. And don't stress, you got 90 days to make your move. You can save up to $1,000 while enjoying a fun night out while we help you find the perfect ring. Plus, you'll have a chance to win Ohio State football tickets or Blue Jackets tickets in the new Diamond Cellar Club. RSVP at diamondcellar.com/afterhours, and we'll see you October 17th at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road.
We are Ortho Alliance. Together, we deliver the most experienced orthopedic care near you and throughout Central Ohio. Together, we provide expert care when you need it with same-day and next-day appointments. We put our patients' care first, from physical therapy to the most challenging joint replacement surgeries. We are JIS Orthopedics, Ortho Neuro, Orthopedic Associates of Zanesville, Orthopedic Foot and Ankle Center, and Orthopedic Specialists in Sports Medicine. And we are better together. Visit orthoalliance.com or call 877-WE-ARE-OA.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled.
He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here.
Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for? It's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Guess what? Our ugly faces are on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan and watch all your favorite shows. Laptop, phone, tablet, smart TV. We're everywhere. Bring us in the bedroom with you. Yes, The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman. The fall deals at Germain Honda of Dublin are beautiful. The 24 Civic LX, only $249 a month for 36 months. The 24 Accord LX, only $279 a month for 36 months. With 10,000 miles a year on the lease, $34.99 cash cap reduction, payments plus tax, tag, and document fee, and away you go. How about 0.9% up to 36 months on the 24 Prologue, the first all-electric SUV from Honda. For the best deal in town, Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
When you switch and save with Progressive, you could use that money towards golf lessons to become a scratch golfer. Progressive cannot guarantee that you will ever become a scratch golfer. Scratch golfers are really, really good. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds on average, and sure, you could put that money towards lessons, but if you can't hit the broadside of a barn and think you're going to become a scratch golfer, you're delusional. Sorry, just telling it like it is. Savings? Maybe. Scratch golfer? Don't hold your breath. Switch and see if you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance and Affiliates. Not available in all states. It's universally accepted that golf is hard. Progressive cannot guarantee improved performance on the course.
Hey football fans, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Mississippi, Nevada, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. Ohio State's still a 19.5-point favorite over Iowa this Saturday at 3:30. Kind of ticked below that key number. It was 20.5 to start the week. Now it's at 19.5. Over-under's 45. We'll see if it turns into a slugfest. That's Iowa's identity. But Cade McNamara, the senior from Reno, now playing for the Hawks, has been quietly efficient. He had his big game in the beginning of the season when he had the 3 touchdowns. He does not have a touchdown pass since in the last 3 weeks, but he is throwing it about 63%. And he's actually putting it in the air more than I thought. When I did the comparison yesterday, Maddie, about attempts that Iowa has thrown compared to attempts for Will Howard, they were eerily similar, which if in my mind, I would think that Will Howard would blow him away. But with the running game and the quick scores Ohio State has had, he hasn't had to put it in the air that much. But here's Ryan Day on if there's anything to worry about with Cade McNamara.
A veteran quarterback who has played a lot of football, so coming into an environment like this is something he's used to, and he's playing good football right now and made some really good throws this year. So a veteran quarterback can go a long way in this conference, especially on the road.
I like that you brought up the attempts, AR. That is fairly interesting. I think the difference is, for Ohio State, they have the ability to be explosive right through the air. When you look at Ohio State right now, they're averaging about 9.5 yards per attempt through the air, and Iowa's at 5.7. So we know what they want to try and do, and they want to hit Ohio State in the mouth probably on first and second down with the run game, and then get themselves in a situation to where it's 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, and Cade can make quick decisions. So it's going to be on the front seven to not allow that, and I can't wait to see what type of physicality Ohio State can bring to this game on Saturday, because Iowa is not going to change who they are. I don't even know if they have the ability to change who they are. They don't want to get into a track meet with anybody, let alone Ohio State with the playmakers that they have. So I just think it's going to be so important on those early downs for the front seven and the linebackers to fly around and not allow them to eat up 4 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry, because once you start doing that, that's where you can run into some problems.
Yeah, listen, he's an interesting cat, this McNamara. He led Michigan to the CFP.
Yeah.
They got their doors blown off by Georgia. And then, after throwing, I think, 4 interceptions through the entire year that year, couple picks, they bench him for J.J. McCarthy, who finishes the game. Mm-hmm. He winds up transferring to Iowa and starts calling Michigan the other team. Not that team up north, but the other team.
Kate, here's the thing. I think based off of what J.J. went through, what Michigan went through, they probably made the right call. Even though there's some controversy around it, they went with the better quarterback.
Yeah. Well, the point is that it's not like he's throwing 6 passes a game. He actually is putting the ball in the air. We'll see if they do it on Saturday. You'd think a game script would say they would have to, but who knows? They may not break out of their identity, like you say, until they absolutely have to.
AR, the longest pass play they have of the year is 33 yards.
Well,
it's 33 yards. So if you're the defense, especially the defensive back, there's not too much fear that they're going to get by you or throw a deep ball over your head. Now, where that could come into play and work for them is, to your point, hey, they start hitting off those runs early on, and you start leaning downhill, and that play action comes to hurt you late in the game, then you may be able to tempt Ohio State into seeing something with their eyes that isn't there. But as far as what they do through the air, at least to this point, it hasn't been a bunch of huge pop plays that they've hit there.
Well, if people are going to try to steal from any script, it probably would be steal from Marshall. Get the ball out of your hands early.
Quickly,
get some quick hitters to offset the run game a little bit, and then really more so to offset the Ohio State pass rush. Now that, not that they'll be feasting, because this shouldn't be a pass-happy game for Iowa, but you guys get my drift.
Shout out to Tim, man.
JT Tuimoloau is going to be facing that kid McNamara after, guess what, facing him at Michigan.
You can't go into the past. I think we just have to learn from the games he played in, understanding that we do have somewhat familiarity with him. But, you can't judge him off the past. I think we just got to take Iowa for this season and, just continue to work off the film we've been given.
And more importantly, here is JT on what he sees in that Iowa offense as a whole.
Iowa's a very disciplined team. They know how to stay in the technique and not give anything away. They have a solid running back, a great running back, and up front they're very older. They're a veteran group, so we know they've been in this game for a while, and we know it's gonna be a tough game and a hard game. And, we're just getting prepared.
It's weird, AR, because more times than not, when we talk about football, it always comes down to your quarterback play. And obviously, Iowa needs some type of safe floor from Cade McNamara, but this is about Caleb Johnson, who JT was talking about. I mean, Caleb Johnson right now has been balling all over the place. He's already got 9 touchdowns on the year, and he's averaging 8.5 yards a pop. So that is the guy to contain, and they've got another running back in Patterson that you got to put some respect on his name as well. But Caleb Johnson is a dude, and it's going to be on Jim Knowles and his guys to make sure that dude doesn't pop off, because if he does, that's where this could get a little prickly.
Yeah, it's one of those games where we get to find out from Ohio State whether the physicality is something they can handle all day long, because Iowa, like you say, is probably going to be riding Caleb Johnson, who's averaging 8.4 a pop with 9 touchdowns this year, and an Ohio kid who wants to have a decent game in the shoe. All right, that is your Buckeye Bulletin for today. Quick reminder, I want you to join the Fan and Bishop and Friends for an unforgettable evening on Tuesday, November 12th at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. We are thrilled to invite you to the release of our exclusive Fan Barrel Picks. Proceeds will benefit our friend Brady Quinn's Third and Goal Foundation, which is making a difference in the lives of vets. Enjoy exclusive barrel picks, delicious food, pairings, live music, and a meet and greet with select athletes. For tickets and more info, go to 971thefan.com. You have to be 21 or older. Please drink responsibly. When we come back, SportsCenter update, top of the hour. Great second hour on the way, including the GM and president of Hockey Ops, Don Waddell. That is next on Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Head to 971thefan.com to listen on demand and subscribe to all our podcasts. Wasting time has never been easier. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators.
Like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Hi, this is Tracy from Custom Air. Your comfort is our top priority at Custom Air, and that's why we trust Rheem, a top name in heating and cooling. Rheem provides the new degree of comfort, giving you peace of mind no matter the season. Whether it's the summer heat or winter chill, Rheem systems installed by Custom Air expert technicians have you covered. Ready to enhance your comfort? Visit CustomAirCo.com and let Custom Air make your home feel just right. Custom solutions, custom comfort, Custom Air.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
Get Nature's Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature's Stone is a beautiful, permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. It's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature's Stone.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
And I'm Cole Bartimus. Happy football day, folks. Week 5 of NFL action will get going tonight. The Buccaneers will meet up with the Falcons in Atlanta for an NFC South divisional matchup. The Falcons currently stand as 2-point favorites in that one. We had 3 sweeps to kick off the MLB postseason, so that means that we only have one game going tonight in baseball. The Mets and Brewers will have their rubber match at 7 p.m. The Mets held a 3-2 lead late in Game 2, but the Brewers came back to extend the series behind a 2-homer performance from 20-year-old phenom Jackson Chourio. Looking ahead to the weekend, Buckeyes and Hawkeyes will be a 3:30 kick. We got the game right here on the Fan, and our pregame coverage will begin at 10 a.m. The Browns and Bengals are both underdogs against the state of Maryland on Sunday. The Bengals will host the Ravens, and the Browns will go out to Landover to face Jaden Daniels and the Commanders. This update is brought to you by Nature Stone. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com. Remember, it's not just a floor. Wow, it's Nature Stone.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, thrilled to be here at Nationwide Arena as we get ready for the Jackets' final home preseason game, a little home and home with the Penguins, and then it's off for real. The season waits for nobody, and they feel that they are as ready as they can be. But the man pulling the strings, the puppet master, and a guy that has our full respect in this league is Don Waddell, the new president of hockey ops and GM for the Jackets. Good to see you.
Pleasure to be here with you guys.
All right, so, I want to talk hockey, but you have to tell me the story again about when you almost represented our country in 1980 and reunited a country winning gold in Lake Placid for Herb Brooks. What happened again? I mean, do you sit up? Does it keep you up at night thinking what might have been?
No, not at all. Great experience. It's able to be at the 2 sports festivals leading up to the Olympics. Got hurt and then came back and joined the team and played 15, 16 games and then had another injury right before the Olympics, pre-Olympic tournament. So, I look at it, all those guys are my friends. And to be with them for that long and feel the excitement of our country and knowing that these guys represented, amateur players against a lot of what we call pro players at that time, it's a great achievement. I'm very proud to have been somewhat of a part of it.
Did you sense it coming at all? Knowing those guys, knowing what it was about, but also getting just your doors blown off by Russia early. Did you sense anything there for that team?
Yes, I did. Herb Brooks is the ultimate motivator. You get on the bus and he wouldn't look at you, and some of the stories that you hear about and you see in the movie about being in Europe and skating all night, I was part of that, so it's all true. But he had a way to just get to everybody. And the way he handled that pre-Olympic stuff, all the exhibition games and all that, we all knew that something was going to happen. Obviously, winning a gold is the greatest achievement you could have. But going into the tournament, I really felt that we were going to compete and have that chance.
So you've got a few preseason games under your belt. Regular season is right around the corner. I'm always fascinated by roster construction when we get to this point of the year. How do you and Coach Dean collab together to get to one roster and having a similar vision? How does that work at this point in the year between you two?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is the communication. I had Dean up yesterday in the office talking about where we're at this point with 2 exhibition games left, what we're still trying to accomplish as a team and looking at the roster. So, we've had some young players that have really stepped up and played well, and that's a good thing. I always say, I got to make that announcement picking the team, but the players really pick themselves. The guys that step up, come in well-conditioned and play well, they're going to earn that opportunity. So we'll have some tough decisions, and, who knows? I'm still working on maybe something else that might come through the pipeline here in the next little bit, but we feel good the way we sit right now, and we're anxious to get going.
That's interesting about the dynamic between coach and GM. This is a team that certainly isn't projected to have massive points this year. However, you've had an exciting preseason. So let's take you to like a kid like Matejchuk. Let's say Dean wants him now and feels he can help him, but you're like, hey, I'd rather have him skating than sitting, or who wins that battle? Are you always the tie-breaking vote, or can he convince you?
Were you in my office yesterday listening to this conversation? Coaches, I've been around for a while, obviously, and coaches are about today. They want to win today. I want to win today, but I also got to look at the future. And so when you're talking about young players, particularly Danton that you brought up, what's best for his career is coming here, maybe starting off as a third pair guy playing 8, 10, 12 minutes, or potentially going to Cleveland and playing 25 minutes, playing the power play, playing PK, getting himself ready. You're going to go through a year. You're not going to have. You're going to have injuries throughout the year. So we want to make sure every young player that we put them in that situation when they get called to the big team, that they're ready to contribute. So Danton's a good example. He's had a great camp here so far. The young player. I watched him last year in Cleveland when I first got the job in the playoffs, and he did a great job down there. So, that's a decision that we'll continue to talk about. But at the end of the day, Dean will be on my page when we get there.
One of the young players we're all excited to see is Adam Fantilli. We had the pleasure of talking to him earlier in the program. Has a Hattie already in the preseason, so that's great to see. What type of role do you envision for him? What do you think he's capable of bringing to the ice this year?
Yeah, I watched all his videos. When I got here, I had some time to watch some video, and I knew the player from not just the last year, the 40-some games he played, but prior years, and the upside is what we're all talking about, and how fast he gets there, and how we want to put him on a path to lead him to have that success. But I'm excited about what I've seen. Just talking to him, I talked to him this morning, I think, before he came on here. He's excited for this year, and you like to see that. I mean, most players are, but here you got a young player, missed most of the season, or half the season last year with an injury. He's fired up, and he came to camp in unbelievable condition. And that's always a young player. Veteran players always come in good. Young players you always worry about because they think they can turn it on and off. He certainly wasn't one of them because he came here prepared to be the best player possible.
Brand new GM, President of Hockey Ops, Columbus Blue Jackets, Don Waddell with us here on Rothman and Ice. The goalie's position is always a tough one, right? They go up and down in this league. Number one goalies aren't given away in this league. You know that. You have one that may be paid like a number one. Where do you feel they are in this split right now going into the season with Tarasov and Elvis and Jet, obviously, and what do you think that game split will be like?
Yeah, Elvis is one of the first. He was here back in town early, and I sat down and met with him for well over an hour, because I didn't know him. I know him as a goalie, but I don't know him as a person, so I want to get to know him. And, the most important thing for Elvis right now is the worry about Elvis stopping hockey pucks. Don't worry about the stuff around in the circles. And most importantly, and Dean and I both emphasize this with them, be a good teammate. Because if you're a good teammate, players want to play for you, especially as a goalie. So he's been great. He came to camp, again, another guy that came to camp in really good shape. And so far in preseason, he's performed very well. And we got high expectations. Terry, on the other hand, is the guy that last year had to step up quite a few times because of the injuries. We have all the confidence in the world in him. So the big thing is managing the starts, because we know they both have a little bit of history of injuries. If we can manage that, I think we're going to have a great combination of 1 and 2 guy, and whoever grabs the ball will get more starts probably. But I see it, the way the season starts off, we start off, we got every other day, so you're not going to be able to play one guy. You're going to have to get both guys going, and so I feel confident that we'll be in good shape there as long as we stay healthy.
What can you share with us as far as plans go when it comes to Caden Lindstrom? We talked to him a few months ago. It seems like a great kid, obviously, with a bunch of talent, but where he is now with getting ready for, potentially an NHL season, what are your plans for him?
Yeah. First of all, the 18-year-old player, I never expect him to start the year with us. I thought, playing another year junior was going to be good for his development. As you said, he's a very mature person, great character. He's had a tougher background maybe growing up, and how he's handled it, watching his mother at the draft and his grandmother, everybody else. This is a really good family. So what I've said all along is we got to make sure he's 18 years old. He's going to be a Blue Jacket for a lot of years, that we handle him as careful as we ever handled any player. I'm a big believer of this, that he has to be 100% before we're going to throw him out there. He's starting to do a little bit of skating here and there, and we'll keep him until he's ready to go, because we don't want to lose him too quickly. He goes back to his junior team, because we know what happens. They're just trying to win games. They're about this season. We're about his career. So we're going to really continue the slow progress. He's made great progress. He's been itching to get going. He's doing more, and we've kind of been holding back somewhat, but he's getting pretty close to be able to go full bore.
Awesome visit right now with Don Waddell, GM of the Jackets. He gave Kent Johnson a new 3-year. He's a former top 5 pick of the organization. Split time with Cleveland and us. A couple years ago, 16 goals, 40 points. Last year, 42 games, got a little bit of sophomore slump going. Everyone thinks he has sky-high potential. I want to get your version of that. And what do you think he got accomplished in the AHL that'll help him?
Well, again, the young players, it's what we said before, putting them in that spot to be available to take advantage when they get this opportunity. The one thing, and I know this player really well, watching him draft year and at Michigan, his skill level is high end. He's probably, I'm not offending anybody, probably our highest skilled player on our team. And he doesn't put him, he's not a big guy, but he doesn't put himself in a position to get hit. If you look back at the Patrick Kanes and those type players that had great careers, they're skilled. They're not physical, but they don't get hit that much because they're so smart. And as far as his hockey sense, it's off the charts. And I'm excited about, again, he came to camp. He's been here in great shape. He's had some good exhibition games. We know it's only an exhibition, but when you're doing things he's doing on the ice and you're watching it every day, either games or practice, you get excited about it.
I want to ask you about the Line A trade and the work that you obviously put into that and the return on that. Obviously, Patty's dealing with an unfortunate injury on his side now, but shine a light on the Patrick Line A trade and what you guys got out of that.
Well, the big thing, when you have a player, I've had players before that asked to be traded, and most of the time you can walk through. This was a very, very different circumstances because he was in the program, as we all know. And, from day one, when I got the job, I talked to his agent, and I'm talking to him about, what's your thoughts? And from day one, it was, no, I want to start my career someplace else. And when you got a player that's $8.7 million cap and $9 million cash, and he doesn't want to be here, I'm not sure I want him here either. So, we went through pretty much the last couple of months looking for an opportunity where we could move him along. What it does really, it creates cap space for us. It was too late this year by the time we traded him. The summer was pretty much through. Free agency lasts for 3 or 4 days. All the players are pretty much gone except, the extra guys. So, to me, having that opportunity to free up that money, if something comes along, more importantly, as we continue to build this, this really gives our young players a really good chance to take that next step. We got lots of opportunity for them. That's important. And then we'll see how we can spend my owner's money come next summer.
Don Waddell, I'll give you a quick one, and then we'll cut you loose and get you back to your duties of maybe pulling off something. Even though I guess you don't have to be at the floor this year of the cap, right? You can go back and forth if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll be real close by the time we start the year, and if we do any kind of acquisition, then that will put us over. But it was just important not have to worry about that, because all it was going to do is create us to take a bad contract to get over the floor. So the league and the union worked with us on that.
Good. Your expectations. What is success this year for you?
I always say if you don't go into the season thinking playoffs, why play the year? Yes, it's a higher mark than what some people think, but, if I say, we want to win 30 games, that's ludicrous. We're going to try to win every night. Our goal is to continue to build in the right direction so that, I always say if you build correctly, that when you get there, you can have that run. You don't want that run the last 1 or 2 years. You want that run the last 7, 8 years. And that's what's important about these young players this year, giving them this opportunity to continue to grow. But our expectations are always going to be to compete for the Stanley Cup.
Sounds good to me. I know it sounds good to Jacket fans. Keep that coffee on and keep working the phones, and We really appreciate this. It's been a pleasure having you and talking to you. You've been so open to the media. We've appreciated that, and we'll be around for the run, hopefully, that you're talking about.
No, I appreciate being with you guys and enjoy listening to your show.
Thanks. That is Don Waddell, new president of Hockey Ops, general manager of the Columbus Blue Jackets, right here on Rothman and Ice.
Before we go to break, we got to hand out some Rascal Flat tickets right now. 614-821-9710 is our phone number. We had Adam Fantilli on earlier. He made a nice fantasy football trade. Who was the key piece that Adam Fantilli got in return? Who was the headline player in that? You get it right, you'll get a pair of tickets to see the Rascal Flats on Thursday, March 6th, right here at Nationwide Arena. Again, 614-821-9710 is our hotline number.
And if you want bonus points, who did he make the trade with? What teammate?
There you go.
He dropped that as well. When we come back, it's a Gold Jacket Thursday. Charles Haley, the great 49er and Cowboy, will jump on the program from Canton and the Pro Football Hall of Fame right here on Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you don't like listening to Morning Juice, Bobby Carpenter's man nipples will punch you in the face. For real.
You want to fight, do you? Weekdays from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Attention Ohio pizza restaurant owners. Tired of glitchy point-of-sale systems slowing you down? Meet Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. With reliable hardware, an easy-to-use system, and 24/7 customer support, Hunger Rush speeds up your operations and boosts repeat orders by up to 10%. This is the restaurant point-of-sale built for pizza. Easily manage your drivers, easily take orders online, easily train your staff in minutes, and easily make modifications. Need to talk to a real person? That's easy too. Top Ohio pizzerias are winning with Hunger Rush. Solutions to help you streamline service, optimize workflows, and maximize profits. Join the thousands of successful restaurants transforming their operations with Hunger Rush for $0 down and $0 a month. Tools for menu management, marketing, customer engagement, and increased upsells, all in one simple platform. That's Hunger Rush, Ohio's favorite pizza POS. Schedule your free no-obligation demo at ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com. ohiopos.com.
The Jackets are back at Nationwide for preseason action as they battle the Penguins. Live fan coverage starts Thursday at 6:45.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your flagship home for the Blue Jackets. The Fan.
With so much in one place, Meijer is the only stop you'll need to make. Save big with weekly deals going on now. Like California red or black seedless grapes, only $1.49 per pound. Fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef, just $4.99 a pound. And Meijer shredded, sliced, or chunk cheese, 3 for $6. You can always count on low prices and great quality at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See these deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Real people in Ohio are learning more and more about the real Sherrod Brown.
I thought I knew Sherrod Brown, but I didn't know his voting record.
Sherrod voted to let transgender biological men compete in women's sports? What?
And Brown would allow puberty blockers and even sex change surgery for young kids.
For kids? Under Sherrod Brown's spending and inflation, everything is more expensive. Groceries, gas, housing, even electricity. Sherrod sure had me fooled. He votes a lot differently in D.C. than he talks here. Washington has clearly changed Sherrod Brown.
Sherrod's not the guy we supported years ago.
Not at all.
And what Sherrod Brown's voting for? It's way too liberal for me.
Sherrod Brown let us down.
Sherrod's changed. That's why we need to change senators.
Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Time now to check out that weather report for today. Sunny and beautiful with a high of 77. Sunny again tomorrow with a high of 80. On Saturday, you look for partly cloudy skies with a high of 76. And then a stray shower possible by Sunday night. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, it is a Gold Jacket Thursday here on Rothman and Ice, and the man joining us was with the 49ers, the fourth-round pick back in '86. And you know he developed into one of the NFL's most devastating pass rushers during a career that was split between San Fran and Dallas, in which he became the first player in NFL history to win 5 Super Bowls. He's back at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton this weekend. We welcome Charles Haley. Charles, good to have you. How you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling great. And Anthony and Matt, thank you for having me on.
Thank you. How often do you wear the 5 Super Bowl rings, my man?
You know what? I used to do it. I put them on a chain, and I would take it in the communities where, people have never seen an NFL player or Super Bowl rings, and they would pick it up and drop it. So a couple of the diamonds popped out, so that's when I stopped carrying them at all.
Good move.
Yeah, that's tough. Charles, I want to stay there with the Super Bowls. I mean, you have 5 of those things. That's an incredible accomplishment. When you look back at those 5 Super Bowls, which one means the most to you and why?
First of all, the Super Bowl means a lot to me because all the guys that on the D-line that played with me had to sacrifice, go through a lot of pain and anguish to get there, and they had to listen to my ass too. So that was big. But the best one was the Michael Jackson, the first Super Bowl for the Cowboys, and Michael Jackson was performing. And I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I wore one glove because of him, because we're thrillers. So, I just let people know.
That's awesome. Charles Haley with us. I'll take you back as long as we're talking Super Bowls. I believe your first one against Cincinnati, correct? Super Bowl 23?
Yes.
Okay, so your defense, I remember, didn't give up a touchdown, if my memory serves me correctly. Yet you still needed Montana to take you on that 92-yard drive. What do you remember about watching those final couple minutes when you knew your defense had not given up a touchdown, yet you needed that drive to win it?
Well, all I remember is guy we kicked off and he ran it back for a touchdown, and I was sitting over there and I was like, God, I didn't realize that somebody's supposed to win, somebody's supposed to lose at this thing, but I was sitting there with my face in my hands and crying a little bit, going, Lord, why did you bring me here, to lose? And then I started hearing fans cheer, and I forgot that Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig and John Taylor was out there. And the next thing I know is, we score and we go on to win. And that was the last time I ever doubted my teammates. And from that day on, it was I understood what team meant.
You mentioned some of the, big-time names in San Francisco. I want to ask you about some of the superstar names you played with in Dallas, the guys on offense, the Smiths, the Irvins, the Aikmans of the world. Take us inside those practices and what it was like with you being such a great player, going up against those great players. What were those practices like for you back in the day?
I didn't like the practice, but if I went out to practice, I went out there to teach a lesson. In the game, if guys screw up some, I'll come out there and play tight end, tackle on the defense and slam them so that I could teach them that, this is not acceptable. And I would go against, I would hit Troy Aikman if I felt like he throwing interceptions and stuff that I didn't really think that should be done. And I just believe that accountability, and I held everybody accountable. It's just a damn shame that nobody held me accountable.
Well, and I know you've talked about that, and you've had quite a journey yourself. We're talking to the two-time NFC Defensive Player of the Year, 1990 and 94. He's voted to 5 Pro Bowls. We've named All-Pro a couple times. Once as a linebacker, once as a defensive end. Talk to me about that transition. When you go, and I know you went to James Madison. Maybe the big schools overlooked you at their own peril. But when you get into the league and you're going linebacker, defensive end, what was that transition like for you?
Well, I just want to correct y'all at the end of y'all said I was 4th round draft pick. The 49ers moved up in the draft to get me. So they knew they made mistakes early, and they wanted to correct it by moving up in the draft to get me in the 4th round. But I'll tell you guys that the journey that I took to get to the Hall of Fame, to get just to the NFL. When you're 200 pounds walking in, and everybody looking at you like you're a piece of cake, they gonna eat you up, and they never saw what the dog inside of me. They just saw a skinny guy, and they didn't realize that God put me there for a purpose, and it really pissed me off that they looked at me like that. So I was very aggressive to everybody on the team. And when we went to the East-West game, after the game, big schools did try to get me to come play for them, but I had made a commitment to James Madison, and I think that was the greatest thing I ever did, because James Madison made sure that I got my education, and and that's mobility. So I appreciate them, and I gave them my Hall of Fame bus because I want every kid to walk through there to know that it's not a right but a privilege, and get their education.
That's very well said, and so cool to hear. He's Charles Haley, and he is a Pro Football Hall of Famer, the first 5-time Super Bowl champion in history. You can meet and greet Charles Haley at the Hall tomorrow, 2:30 to 3:15. He'll interact with guests in the Hall of Fame in that bust gallery. Saturday, if you can get up to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he's going to surprise some guests as they arrive at the Hall of Fame at 9 in the morning, 9 to 9:30, and then he'll go into the Super Bowl theater and be part of the presentation there. What a thrill for fans of all teams, but especially the 49ers and the Cowboys, to know that Charles Haley is in Canton this weekend, and you can go up and pay your homage to him, because you are such an amazing player. What a journey for you. We're thrilled to have you on, Charles. I hope you continue to stay well and doing all the great work you're doing.
Hey, guys, thank you. I really appreciate you guys having me on.
No doubt. Charles Haley on a Gold Jacket Thursday here on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back next with the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dean Evason. Does he need Denton Matejchuk for opening night, and will he convince his GM of the same? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon, even if this promo is playing in the morning. No judgment.
Oh, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
Remember how that little girl in Poltergeist was in the TV?
They're here.
Yeah? Well, she's actually dead now. It's quite sad. Anyway, watch your favorite fan shows on your TV by subscribing to us on YouTube. Search 971 The Fan. Do it now.
Protect yourself, Ohio. Get your shots for COVID and flu today. A message from the Ohio Departments of Health and Aging.
Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you get the right lawn and garden equipment for the job. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, where you'll find pros who know their stuff, who don't give you the runaround. Visit them at their Powell location on Sawmill Road for all your John Deere equipment needs, like one of their John Deere XUV 835M Gator utility vehicles. If you need power equipment, you need Voss Brothers Power Equipment. Come on in and get to know them by name at their Powell location on Sawmill Road. Voss Brothers Power Equipment, delivering enjoyment in mowing since 1989.
Get Eco.
Hey, Aaron. Hey, Jerry. Have we spent enough time telling homeowners how much the name Eco can actually mean?
Well, I did name the company that, so yes.
I mean explaining that Eco can stand for how much better we can make your plumbing, ecologically speaking.
Get Eco.
A tankless water heater, for example. Switching to tankless means your family has unlimited hot water. Shower after shower after shower, without having to use precious electricity to keep a big tank of water hot 24 hours a day. It's ecological.
Pretty good wordplay for a guy that almost failed English, don't you think?
Get Eco.
I think if more people knew they could help the planet just by taking a shower, I think we might be onto something.
That's not quite as ecological as the first thing you said, but okay.
You know, I'm working on inventing a new kind of junk mail that throws itself away.
And the planet thanks you, Jerry.
Get Eco.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
GetEco.com.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice. What a treat this is to welcome in the brand new head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dean Evason. Dean, good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for having me.
Outstanding. Let's go into the little background. I know when we had you on after you got hired, I kind of threw the old pride of Flin Flon, Manitoba at you. What a tiny little town that is, right? What was that like growing up there, and how did it kind of shape your whole hockey life?
Yeah, well, I was only there a couple of years, but then I moved 5 hours north of Flin Flon, a place called Thompson, Manitoba. So there wasn't a whole lot of anything going on except for hockey and winter sports, and I was able to start, obviously, honing skill sets and passion for this great game that I'm fortunate to still be in. 800
games as a player, right? 1,000 penalty minutes. They called you kind of a lunch pail guy. You bringing that edge to the CBJ?
I hope so. I hope that's how we all play, right? I hope they all have a hell of a lot more skills than I ever had. But I think you have to bring your personality. You have to coach and teach and, have the attitude. You can't change, right? I mean, I am who I am, and hopefully then, some of the best things out of all us coaches can come through to the players, and we can get a group that plays hard each and every night, which we've done so far. We're looking to continue that.
Coach, when it comes to your philosophy and your structure as a coach and what you want to implement into a team, how do you make that transition going from one franchise to another? Is that personnel dependent, or do you try to do the same things from stop to stop?
I think, Matt, you just try to stay as consistent as you can, right? Definitely when you get let go, which I got fired in Minnesota, you evaluate, you look inside, you try to figure out what you can do better or change or different to help your hockey club have success. So I've done that, but I'm not going to change who I am and how I want our group to play the game. And as I said, I know we'll see a group that won't get outworked every night. We'll play with some bite. We'll play with some edge. We've got a really skilled group that needs to play with that energy and that aggressiveness every night to give ourselves a chance to have success. But you get these questions asked a lot. What's your philosophy as a coach? Well, my philosophy is that I want to have a well-rounded hockey club. I want to have everything, right? I mean, you don't want to just be a one-dimensional team or one-dimensional coach where, well, I want our defense to be, defense first priority. Well, I want to keep the puck out of the net, sure, but I want the guys to have some fun too and score some goals, and I want to be super aggressive and quick through the neutral zone. So we try to teach all those areas, and so far the guys have really bought into our concept that we're bringing as a coaching staff, and hopefully that gives us an opportunity to win more games than not.
We are visiting with the head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dean Evason, here on Rothman and Ice. Nice preseason so far, but I would ask it this way: what feels real to you that will carry into the season? You're off to a nice start last night on home ice, tonight in preseason, the home and home with the Penguins. What has felt like, wow, we may be able to hang our hat on this?
Well, I'll tell you what I've been excited about is the depth of our organization. And what I'm happy about is how close-knit the group is. So I get the job, and I talk to a lot of people, and they're like, maybe the culture has to change here, which I don't use a lot. We're gonna enhance the atmosphere in the dressing room. But this is a close-knit group. Obviously, we went through the situation with Johnny, and it's still there, and it's still obviously very emotional at different situations. But it's enhanced us as a group. But when I got here, even prior to that, the guys were close. Just in the limited time that I was here, seeing them practice, see them in the room, watch them engage with each other. They're a tight group. Now, our job and my job as the coach is to enhance that, to build on that, to build that team-first mentality that you play hard for each other each and every night, and you have each other's back, and that's going to give us the best opportunity to have success because we have the skill set to play in the National Hockey League and win.
I want to ask you about your goaltending situation and how that's, progressing throughout the preseason, and what are you expecting from that group going into the year?
Very excited about it. Same thing, the depth, right? We've got, Elvis, obviously Tarasov and Greaves are the three guys that are still here. All have played extremely well through the preseason here. But I will tell you this, Elvis has been absolutely fantastic. And when I say fantastic, sure, he stopped the puck. But what he's done, he's been calm. He's been a great teammate. He's competed in games, certainly to stop pucks. But what I'm excited about is how he's competed in practice. He's battled through some training camps, not like it used to be back in the day where it's like just 2-a-days and it's just full on, just, skating and hard. But there's some tough practices where they're a little bit longer. There's more shots. There's more people in practice. And he's just competed, never said a word, just battled. And I know the coaching staff appreciates it, but the important part on that end is that his teammates appreciate that he's going to put the work in practice so that he's the best goaltender on a given night.
How do you feel about the defense in front of him and how much that can impact what he can be? Is Juracek ready for a top four role? What do you, when you think about your defense, is it a strength, a weakness right now, or right in the middle? Where can it get to?
I'll elaborate on that. Is that our defensive structure has to be strong, and we have implemented systematic structure to protect us from getting scored on. We got scored on too much last year, right? I mean, when you dive into the numbers, our special teams were good. Everybody talks about scoring goals. Yeah, it's great to score goals. We got to keep it out of our net. That's how we're going to score more goals. We're going to get out of that zone quicker. So to answer your question, I like our defensive structure, and that obviously speaks to the 6 guys that are on the ice playing defense. That's their role. But the quicker we can get out of there and get up the ice and play offense, we don't got to spend as much time there. So, yeah, I'm happy with really happy with our defense. And again, as I mentioned earlier, the depth of our organization. We've got a lot of defensemen that are still here that can play in the National Hockey League.
One player the fan base is very excited about is Caden Lindstrom. You have a bunch of young guys that seem to have promise, but he's a guy that, down the line seems to be a guy that can be a key contributor for this franchise. Where is he with his progress, with the coming back from the injury, and what do you think he can be as a player in this league?
Well, I'm not sure where he's at. He's here. He's in the room all the time. He's with the guys, so that's obviously fantastic and is going to be positive because he's going to have to go play and get back into a position that he can get his butt back here for us and help us win hockey games down the road. When that is, I don't know. It's difficult for me to speak to, the level of his game without seeing it. Of course, we've all seen tape and watched him play, and the excitement level of having a guy that size that has that skill set and that desire that he's played with up to this point. But, I've really liked his attitude and his he's a very pleasant person to be around, even though obviously it's got to be tough for him to just be going through the rehab process. But yeah, we're excited as an organization to get him in the fold as quickly as we can.
The other guy that has impressed the fans, and I think you too, is Denton Matejchuk. And is there a balance between him earning opening night status versus I need this guy playing, I need him to continue to develop? What's that balance like?
The balance is communication with Don Waddell and his guys upstairs and us. Coaches can get very excited, and we want this guy right now, right? And guys show extremely well in preseason, and it's called preseason for a reason, right? Do we believe that he is a player that's going to be here sooner than later? If he's not here, at opening night, yes. What he's shown, what he's done in the past, but what he's showing here is just the professionalism of a guy that can play in the National Hockey League, and we believe will play for a long time. Does he start here? I don't know that, right? I mean, that's what it's still it's still going through. We still got these 2 games that are going to be huge. We've obviously talked about who we'd like to keep and not keep and blah, 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 and all that. We got to make the right decision, not only for the player, the individual player, and all the guys that are still here, but clearly for the organization.
You are a breath of fresh air. I think people can hear it. They can see it. You've been around the game a long time. I'll leave you with this one. You mentioned the unspeakable tragedy that this organization had to endure again. Not letting it impact the season, not using it as a reason to be just a sympathetic figure of the league. How do you manage that?
We're using Johnny Gaudreau to teach us every day, to be with us every day. What would he like to do? What would he do in this situation? His jersey's hung up every game, home and road. We're constantly talking about him, about stories about him, and the guys have really embraced it. Sure, are we still going to have certain players going to have certain situations, moments where it's very emotional? We're going to go through some tributes here, through the start of the season, but we have to turn it into, what? Johnny would want us to play this way. He'd want us to play this. He wants to do that. He'd want us to have this attitude. And I'd only met him the one time, but just speaking with the group of his passion and his rink rat mentality, that's what we want the rest of the group to have on a given night.
Coach, great to visit with you. Thank you for your time. Good luck this season, and we'll talk again.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to chatting with you guys all year.
Will be great. Dean Evason, CBJ, head coach on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline in person. That's how that works. When we come over to the rink and we go face-to-face. Outstanding. We'll come back with Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Can I tase Common Man in the nuts? Fine by us, but he may like it. Common Man and Tebow.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway in Grove City.
Gambling too much? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Mary Haven, where we offer in-person, virtual, and group options. We're here for you no matter what, and that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
There's nothing like having Common Man and T-Bone resting on your bosom.
Oh, for someone with no breasts, you've done very well for yourself.
Gross. Pick up the latest T-shirt in the Fan store or pick up merch from a show you actually like. We even have Ohio State and jacket stuff. Head to 971thefan.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation.
Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs. The season may be winding down, but there's still time to make the most of Buckeye Lake. At Buckeye Lake Marina, we have year-end deals on boats, accessories, and more to get you ready for next year's adventures. Looking to upgrade? The Buckeye Lake Marina staff is there to help you find the perfect boat at unbeatable prices. Buckeye Lake Marina has a long list of satisfied customers and want you to be the next. Don't wait. Sail into savings at Buckeye Lake Marina before the year ends and find the boat that's just right for you. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com for more.
Get your air conditioner fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling, 1-800-COOLING.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Ready for a new ride? Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Want to know anything about the fans' contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, first up, I feels like Davante Adams is really trying to force his way to the Jets if you read in between the lines of a lot of the reports. Now, the negative with that is it would bring down the value in fantasy of Garrett Wilson. So those managers that have Garrett Wilson will have some tough decisions to make, but one of them being maybe making a deal before the trade deadline or before the physical trade deadline when Davante Adams eventually gets moved. But the question is this, tell the truth. If you were a manager that had Garrett Wilson, would you try to make a trade and fantasy in anticipation for this possible deal?
Even without anticipation, I mean, listen, you burned a number one or first-round pick on Garrett Wilson. Anybody that has him drafted him in the first round, so they want to be patient with him if they can. Last week is really no indication. I know he hasn't clicked with Rodgers yet. And last week it was a monsoon. He fumbled. Like, the offense isn't going anywhere. I would not be hating this move for people, depending on what they could get back in return. But I just pulled up their schedule. When I say be patient, I mean that may be a long-term patience. Because he's going up against my Vikes and Brian Flores in London this weekend. And by the way, they want to lock down the number one guy. They're not going to let the number one guy beat him. Then he's going to Buffalo. They're fourth best against wide receivers. Then he's going to face Joey Porter. Then he's going to face Christian Gonzalez. Like, I don't know if he's going to
get out now.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to get out
5,
now.
6, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate? It may not be Garrett Wilson.
You got to get. Listen, I was so wrong about this. You know how much confidence I had in Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson coming into the year. I thought Garrett Wilson was about to go scorched earth on everybody because last year he was pretty darn good with horrible quarterback play.
Right.
And for whatever reason, it just has not popped off the way that I thought it would. And now you're laying out what's ahead for him, and there's some really good defenses and cornerbacks that you mentioned. Garrett Wilson does not have 70 yards receiving in a single game yet this year. That is eye-opening to me. I've been dead wrong about this. I would try to trade him now, CB, and get out and try to get whatever you can. But
He's got one touchdown.
Yeah, it's just not working right now. I don't get it. I'd try to trade him.
Just remember, it's not a lie if you believe it.
All right, this question will not tie to your game prediction tomorrow, so don't worry about it. You can change your score tomorrow. But the question is, I just saw the over-under for the Ohio State-Iowa game move up a little bit to 45 points. If I made you choose the over or the under right now, which one would you choose?
Boy. I would go over. I think I would go over right now, just based off the explosive nature of Ohio State and what they can do, and in the blink of an eye, have Jeremiah Smith do an end around or a one-handed touchdown and dunk on guys. So I'm going to go with the over, but I do think it's going to be tight.
Yeah, I think barely over. Yeah. I think the weather is kind of leads to me thinking I'd go with the over. It's supposed to be 78 and sunny. We're not going to deal with any of that. Let's try to do the math in my head right now. Like, at worst, what is Ohio State scoring on Saturday? At worst, 31?
Yeah.
At worst?
That sounds
right.
Let's say
28, like somewhere in that area. All right, so then we're probably headed under, depending. And then I'll ask it doubly. What's
Iowa
at best, what is Iowa scoring?
I think you talked me out of the over. I think we just talked ourselves out of the over.
But at best, what is Iowa scoring? At best, 17?
I was going to say 14.
Yeah, I wrote down 13. But 35-13 would not shock anybody.
No.
Here's the problem. You go 31-13, that's an under. And, right, CB, you said 44.5?
It moved up to 45.
All right, so 31-13, which is the number that pops in my head, sends us under by a point.
I'm going with the under then.
We may change our opinion.
Boy, is the damn truth.
Yeah. Crazy, huh?
The truth shall set you free.
What a day. What a day. If you missed anything from Adam Fantilli to Don Waddell to Dean Evason, wherever you get your podcast, type in Rothman and Ice, everything we do from noon to 3. We'll be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Coming up on Common Man and T-Bone, Timmy Hall in for Bone, Adam Rittenberg at 3:34. And apparently Common Man has written a song for Timmy, so don't miss his beautiful singing voice.
Will be amazing. We appreciate everybody out here, from Scotty Vegas, Jen Winters, Chris Wareham. Thank you for all your wonderful cues and help, and the Jackets for making us feel right at home inside their awesome home. They'll be dropping puck tonight, final home preseason game, and then we all get going next week, and hopefully they get off to a great start. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow on a Football Friday. So long from Nationwide, Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
The Cleveland Guardians now know their opponent in the ALDS. It's the Tigers. Cleveland in Game 1 is minus 120 on the money line. Tigers plus 102. Saturday at 1 o'clock is Game 1. Cleveland is plus 360 to win the American League. Detroit is plus 380. Yankees are the AL favorites at plus 105. And Cleveland has the 5th best odds to win the World Series at 11 to 1. For your Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every single night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I get it. But there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. What a concept. It's quick, comfortable, and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and he has a track record to prove it. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded their medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. Or you can visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Oh, no. Stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and LifeLock is here to elevate your protection game. Using the same simple password across all your accounts, that's risky. While updating your passwords to be more unique is a good start, true peace of mind comes with LifeLock. LifeLock doesn't just alert you to suspicious activity, but monitors for more uses of your personal info and will fix identity theft issues that arise, guaranteed, or your money back. Secure your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Colin Man and T-Bone here for the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We love that place so much, Mike. We're going back again to do a live broadcast.
Friday, October 11th. Be there, be a loser. 3 to 6. That's what time the show is.
I mean, we're losers for being on the show, but you can hang out with us and not be a loser.
We have lots of prizes to give away, including hockey tickets, and we're talking about the big football game they're going to be playing the next day.
Plus, we'll have a fan prize pack given away every hour of the show and stickers.
Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Look what we have here. It's the refreshing deliciousness of a Pepsi mini can. It's the perfect complement to any meal. The dash of indulgence your day was dreaming of. The sip that'll have you singing Pepsi.
Nope, not again, Steve. Let's take a cue from the Pepsi mini can and pack all that awesomeness you're feeling into a much smaller treat for everyone. Deal?
So, big awesomeness, smaller size. I think I've got just the thing.
Pepsi mini can. Mini can, big taste.
Get Nature's Stone and never replace your flooring again. Nature's Stone is a beautiful permanent flooring solution for garages, basements, and indoor spaces. Act now to get pricing as low as 99 cents a square foot plus installation. Schedule your free cost estimate today at naturestone.com.